All right, good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome to Weather Extra. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Eric Burke, and I come bearing good news for once. Looks like our severe weather threat or any potential stronger storms, that's over and done with, and no more threat of that as we go through the rest of the day. Now, we could still see some showers periodically through about the noon hour, but for the most part, the cold front is coming through. Our dew point is falling. It will feel more comfortable, and you really notice those pretty breezy winds out of the northwest, but with the drier air filtering in, a lot of that cloud cover that we had this morning, that will also start to move away, and we'll be left with some sunshine for the rest of your Friday. Also good news coming for your Saturday. Basically what we were tracking, and we had a pretty unstable air mass over us here this morning and a lot of moisture to work with. Heavy showers overnight. There really wasn't a ton of thunder and lightning, and that was actually kind of surprising, especially because of all the challenges that the month of May and Mother Nature have thrown us, but I always like to see when storms are cooperating. Got in around midnight, took over for Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis, and things have been mostly quiet since. We've maybe seen some storms producing some 30, maybe 40 mile per hour winds, some small hail. The last of this rainfall, it's going to push out of Marshall County into DeKalb County, and then again, just that small chance of seeing a shower or two popping up through about the noon hour. Just taking a closer look here in DeKalb County, also heading out toward center there, and that's the heaviest rain. Lightning counter was at like 1, and that was about 10 minutes ago as I walked from the studio back here to the CTV area, as we're calling it, the Weather Extra Cave sometimes, whatever you want to call it, but the place with all the fun buttons and everything. We go into Coleman County, a good portion of Marshall County still seeing some rainfall, but it's all moving. We've seen so much rainfall lately. Depends on how much rain we picked up at Huntsville International this morning. I know we're either first or second for the all-time wettest May on record for Huntsville International Airport. And that's probably a title that none of us want to be a part of, but that's what we've been dealt, that, and we've had numerous rounds of severe storms, especially feels like the mid to late part of the month. That's all we've been talking about. If it's not a severe weather threat, it's a threat for heavy rainfall. Everything is so green. If you've had a chance to cut your grass, I envy you. That's certainly something that needs to be done. And tomorrow is going to be a good day for it, maybe even this afternoon. If you missed out on the showers and the storms here this morning, the afternoon should be okay. It will be very comfortable with the lower humidity. That breezy northwest wind should gust about 20-25 miles per hour, but that's going to limit our high temperatures today, only reaching the mid-70s. And a lot of that had to do with our slowed warming this morning because of the showers, the storms we had, plus all that cloud cover. But hey, we get to see the sun. That's good news. Clear skies overnight. Temperatures are going to cool off. It might actually feel a little bit chilly for some of you as we go into your Saturday morning. Morning temperatures will be in the mid to upper 50s. 82, mostly sunny, and a day over your weekend where we don't have to forecast any rainfall. Can't tell you the last time we had a weekend day with no chance of rain. It's been a long time, and I told you I came bearing good news. So that is excellent. Start to see more clouds coming in, a low of about 61 on Sunday. Partly mostly cloudy day there on Sunday. Temperatures warm up into the low to mid 80s. And then some of the models are hinting at some isolated storm potential there as we go into Sunday, late afternoon, evening. Should be just kind of hit and miss. Model data, what it's actually picking up on is an MCS coming in. We talk about those big clusters of storms coming in from the north. Well, the models could show that day after day after day, but then it gets to the day before or even hours before, and all of a sudden that said MCS is no longer there. So they pick up on patterns. We watch the patterns, hinting at that for Sunday, late afternoon, evening, but still pretty decent day there for your Sunday. So, hey, we get a good weekend. We round out May. We kick off June. June gets a lot warmer, too. The early part of your week next week, we'll be in the mid to upper 80s with quite a bit of humidity, too. Temperatures, 66 Lawrenceburg. We've got 68 there in Rogersville. A couple low 70s. That's about it. Warming up, maybe another handful of degrees. If the clouds move out a little bit faster and the rain moves out a little faster, I think we might be a touch warmer. But about 75 is a safe bet here this afternoon. Wind out of the north and west, gusting 20 to 25. This is all associated with that front coming in. I know we already had a non-storm related wind gust up to 30 miles per hour I think that was out there in Decatur Pryor Field. But yeah, it's going to be breezy, but it feels good. Feels kind of refreshing and not so hot today. Speaking of Pryor Field, 30-mile-per-hour wind gust, 25-mile-per-hour wind gust. Huntsville International and Huntsville Executive there. In Meridianville, 22-mile-per-hour gust. And then up in Lawrence County had a 23-mile-per-hour gust. And these weren't really storm-related winds. These are just general gradient winds from the northwest. Imagine those showers possible. Small chance, just kind of the wraparound moisture around that center of low pressure, but things should be isolated. Here's the rest of the day. Look at 2:30, mainly sunny. Temps in the mid-70s with those breezy winds from the northwest and falling humidity. Here's 5 o'clock. You see that rogue shower maybe popping up in parts of Middle Tennessee or along the state line. Clear skies overnight. That allows our temperatures to fall with radiational cooling. Tomorrow morning, we wake up in the mid to upper 50s, maybe low 60s as early as 7 o'clock. So one more big broad look at this. 7 a.m. This is your Saturday. That's how we started off. Enjoy the sun. Wind will still be out of the northwest. It will be kind of breezy again tomorrow. 15, 20-mile-per-hour wind gusts, but enjoy the sun. High temperatures warming into the low 80s. A good pool day. You jump in the pool and then you get out and then you get a little chill just because of the breeze. But that's how it works here for May 31st swimming at least. And then the clouds start to come in overnight into Sunday. Sunday, a partly to mostly cloudy day. We'll see some breaks in the clouds. Think temperatures make it into the 80s. And I did refer to this said MCS. Now, whether or not this sticks together, I'll be here with you through the weekend. Meteorologist Jeff Denoyer with you through the weekend, and we'll be timing this out for you if we have any potential of actually seeing this MCS pan out and happen and what impacts it could bring. Usually it's just a heavy rain, lightning threat, maybe some gusty winds or hail, and we'll keep an eye on that for you. All right, we go to the satellite. I talked about that drier air to our north, seeing a bit of sunshine there in parts of Middle Tennessee and at least the counties that are on the state line there, Lauderdale, Limestone, Madison, and Jackson County. And then you've got the cloud cover kind of hanging out the areas that are still seeing rainfall. Pull back the view, just give you the big perspective here. Severe weather threat for the rest of the day is going to be through the mid-Atlantic, potentially down to the Gulf beaches too, but I think the more organized threat will be closer to that center of low pressure, and you could see that wrapping around basically over the state of Kentucky. But the front continues to push in. We love to see that. Wraps up our threat for strong to severe storms, and that of course is good news. 58 overnight tonight, clearing skies. Kind of a cool, somewhat breezy night. I think we'll at least have some light winds with us overnight. That should eliminate any fog from developing. Hey, look at your Saturday. Sunny skies, temps in the low to mid 80s, west-northwest wind, about 5 to 15 miles per hour. But that is a good day, especially a weekend day. I feel like we haven't had that lately. So a real treat. 84 increasing clouds on Sunday. We'll see potential for isolated storms, all dependent on that MCS actually panning out and happening. Maybe a pop-up shower even if the MCS doesn't happen, but that's about it. And a nice start to next week too. Told you June comes in a little bit warmer. Stretch of 87-degree days. Usually that kind of annoys me on the 10-day forecast. All the numbers are the same couple days in a row. But that's the forecast. There you go. 87. That's the magic number. Isolated showers, but then more scattered as we go into Thursday, and it looks like we'll have more rounds of scattered storms to deal with, unfortunately, by the end of your 10-day forecast. So that would be the end of next week into the following weekend. But just to reiterate, severe weather threat over for the day. We potentially still see some showers through about the noon hour. Winds picking up out of the northwest. Clouds moving out. Kind of comfortably cool but breezy overnight into tomorrow morning. Great day Saturday. Sunday, we'll keep you updated on that chance for storms there going into Sunday, kind of late afternoon, evening, and then we're warm starting off next week. So I thought this would be a little busier, still potentially tracking strong storms for this weather extra. I'd rather have it this way. Some good news on a Friday. I don't have to track storms. I think we're all over that too. And even the rain threat wrapping up for the day. So have a fun and safe weekend. I'll be on Tennessee Valley Living with Peyton Walker, and I'll be on your newscast at noon with Aria Pons filling in for Gina Benitez. So have a great weekend. Stay safe. Keep checking back for Sunday storm chances. And we will see you tomorrow morning, Weather Extra, around 8:15 or so. If you're available, come say hi. All right, have a good day.